rock and metal sold a fantasy of freedom, volume, and belonging. But the power always ran both ways. When that bond snapped, the fallout got public fast, and it got personal.
No. You don't fucking fight at my show, you asshole. Who's that right there? Let me see him.
These were 15 moments when hard rock and metal stars humiliated fans, on stage and off. Number 15. Axl Rose. About 80 minutes into a July 2nd, 1991 show near St. Louis, a fan taking photographs from the crowd became the target. Axl Rose demanded security grab the camera, then dove off the stage himself when it did not happen.
Hey, take that! Take that! Now, get that guy and take that! I'll take it, goddammit!
In the scramble, he took the camera, swung at people around him, and then returned to the microphone to announce he was leaving, shutting the concert down in mid-flight.
Well, thanks to the lame-ass security, I'm going home.
What followed was the part nobody forgets. Police and press reports described a riot that injured about 65 people and caused roughly $200,000 in damage. One audience member later sued Rose for $210,000, and the case was settled for $160,000. Only a band that had already turned Appetite for Destruction into an 18 times platinum monster could trigger that scale of chaos. And the blueprint echoed in later swagger, merchants like Buckcherry, The Darkness, and Velvet Revolver. Number 14. Maynard James Keenan. In February 1997, Tool were touring the United Kingdom behind Anima, the slow-burning, heavy second act that pushed them beyond Undertow. At London's Astoria on February 23rd during Push It, a stage invader climbed up and approached the singer like it was a friendly meet and greet. It was not. Maynard James Keenan flipped the fan to the floor, wrapped the microphone cable for control, and pinned him there while continuing the song. Keenan later explained the mindset on the Joe Rogan Experience with a blunt line that became its own piece of metal folklore. It was my stage. The humiliation was surgical because it was quiet, confident, and uninterrupted. Anima debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200 and later went triple platinum. And moments like this helped define the band's no-nonsense mystique, one that later heavyweights like Deftones, Mastodon, and Gojira clearly carried forward. Number 13. Josh Homme. In mid-June 2008, at the Norwegian Wood Festival in Oslo, Queens of the Stone Age were mid-set when something came flying from the crowd. Josh Homme stopped and unloaded, using one of the most quoted insults of the modern rock internet era, telling the thrower to go back to your mom's house and calling him a 12-year-old dickless turd.
You miserable fucking cunt. Go back to your mom's house, you 12-year-old dickless fucking turd.
The point was not poetry. The point was turning one faceless heckler into the main character of the night for all the wrong reasons. Songs for the Deaf had already proven the band could hit hard and still chart, peaking at number 17 on the Billboard 200, with Dave Grohl on drums for that album. That line of desert rock attitude later showed up in heavier modern acts like Royal Blood, Rival Sons, and even parts of Arctic Monkeys' hard rocking side. Number 12. Ozzy Osbourne. January 20th, 1982 in Des Moines, Iowa. A fan tossed what looked like a rubber bat onto the platform. Ozzy Osbourne picked it up and bit the head off, believing it was rubber. It was a real bat.
Somebody threw a bat on stage, and I thought it was one of these toy bats. So I picked it up, bite the thing's head off, and suddenly everybody's freaking out because it's a real bat.
He had to be treated for possible rabies afterward, and the story detonated across newspapers and television, turning one audience member's idea of a wild prank into the most infamous crowd gift in metal history. The weird twist was how the fan disappeared, but the humiliation lingered. Every retelling framed the thrower as the person who tried to impress Ozzy and instead got the world's most cautionary concert anecdote. Diary of a Madman peaked at number 16 on the Billboard 200 and went triple platinum in the United States, and this incident became glued to its era as tightly as Randy Rhoads' guitar work. Later, shock rockers like Marilyn Manson, Rob Zombie, and Slipknot all lived in the shadow of that headline. Number 11. Sebastian Bach. By September 2025, Sebastian Bach was a veteran of hard rock celebrity, but the fuse was still short. On September 5th at the Copa Room inside Bootlegger Bistro in Las Vegas, he appeared with Chevy Metal, the covers band originally formed by the late Foo Fighters drummer Taylor Hawkins. During the set, a woman in the crowd became the focus, and Bach delivered a profanity-filled blow-up that was captured on video and spread quickly online.
I'm not a fucking monkey! Get your fucking ugly ass the fuck out of here! Get her the fuck out of here!
The humiliation worked because it was specific and personal. Bach mocked the idea that he owed anyone physical access, and he ordered security to remove the fan while the room watched. It was the ugliest possible version of the singer-audience contract, especially coming from the man who fronted Skid Row when Slave to the Grind debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 in 1991. The same combative frontman energy later fueled singers in bands like Godsmack, Papa Roach, and Five Finger Death Punch, for better or worse. Number 10. Slayer. In July 2016, Slayer played a special Comic-Con-related show at the House of Blues in San Diego. As Tom Araya thanked the crowd near the end, an audience member spit on him. The room went from celebration to shock in a second. Araya's reaction was not a scream, it was disbelief, repeatedly asking the man, "What was that about?" while pointing him out and keeping the spotlight on him until security removed him.
Yeah, what was that about? Somebody just what was that about?
It was pure humiliation, a fan trying to degrade the band and instead getting booed into the exit. Slayer had just released Repentless, their 2015 album that debuted at number 4 on the Billboard 200, and the band's identity was always discipline inside chaos. In that moment, Araya turned the crowd into the enforcement mechanism. The lesson was simple: nobody won a spitting contest with Slayer. You can trace that same pit code into later heavy institutions like Lamb of God, Hatebreed, and Power Trip. Number 9. Stain.
It's been a while since I could stand on my own.
May 31st, 2014. At Rockfest in Kansas City, a crowd-surfing teenage girl became the center of attention for the worst reason. Aaron Lewis stopped Stain's set mid-song and berated men near the front for allegedly groping and molesting her as she passed overhead.
Assholes. That fucking girl right there is like 15 fucking years old, and you fucking pieces of shit are molesting her while she's on the fucking crowd.
The humiliation landed because Lewis did it loudly, clearly, and in front of tens of thousands of people who immediately knew exactly who he meant. There was no rock star mystique in it, just the cold mechanics of public shaming.
You're fucking beaten down by everyone around you for being fucking pieces of shit.
Lewis warned the offenders he would stop the show again, and the crowd roared approval as security and peer pressure closed in. Stained had the commercial leverage to pull that off because Break the Cycle debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and was later certified 5 times platinum by the RIAA.
It's been a while since I could say that I was
In the post-grunge hard rock lane, that mix of heaviness and moral authority echoed through bands like Seether, Shinedown, and 3 Days Grace.
I'm gonna fuck things up again.
Number 8. AC/DC. Some humiliations did not need a speech. During the 2000 Stiff Upper Lip World Tour, an incident in Phoenix erupted in the breakdown of Bad Boy Boogie when a fan threw beer bottles at Angus Young. In the most AC/DC way possible, the guitarist did not turn it into a long lecture. He stepped toward the offender, got close enough to make it personal, and the troublemaker was singled out and removed. Accounts collected later described Young grabbing the guy by the nose, twisting it, and delivering a few priceless words before security escorted him away. The humiliation was physical, quick, and almost casually efficient, like a riff that ends exactly on the downbeat. With Back in Black certified 27 times platinum in the United States, AC/DC never needed to prove toughness. They just enforced the line and kept playing. That same do not break the groove attitude influenced generations of hard rock lifers from Airborne to Black Label Society to Greta Van Fleet. Number 7. Metallica. In May 2000, Metallica's feud with Napster put fan humiliation into paperwork. Lars Ulrich became the public face of the band's anti-sharing campaign, and Metallica delivered boxes of documents to Napster identifying roughly 335,000 users they accused of trading their songs. To a fan base raised on tape trading ethics, it felt like a betrayal performed under bright TV lights, with the band pointing directly at the crowd and saying, "You specifically are the problem." The humiliation was not one person getting kicked out, it was an entire generation being told they were thieves. Napster responded by blocking over 317,000 screen names after Metallica's demand, turning fandom into a blacklist. The irony was that Metallica had built their empire on the back of grassroots obsession, from Kill 'Em All to the Black Album era, and now that obsession had names on it. The fight reshaped how bands like Linkin Park, Avenged Sevenfold, and Trivium navigated the internet age. Number 6. Rob Halford. May 25, 2019 in Rosemont, Illinois, Judas Priest were deep into Judas, rising when Rob Halford spotted a fan filming with a bright phone light shining toward the stage. Halford did not stop the show for a debate. He took a quick running step and kicked the phone out of the fan's hand, all while continuing the performance like it was part of the choreography. The humiliation hit because it was wordless, instant, and delivered by the metal god himself. Halford later said the fan was physically interfering with his performance, and the clip spread as a reminder that the stage is not a selfie booth. Priest's Firepower era proved they could still hit late career highs, with Firepower peaking in the top 5 of the Billboard 200. And moments like this reinforced their authority. The same old-school, no-nonsense stage discipline still shows up in modern touring pros like Ghost, Sabaton, and Parkway Drive. Number 5. Bruce Dickinson. September 22, 2022 at the Honda Center in Anaheim, Iron Maiden were closing with Aces High when a fan climbed onto the stage. For a split second, it looked like the kind of moment that could become a viral selfie. Bruce Dickinson shut that down immediately. He grabbed the invader, physically dragged him toward the side, and handed him off, all while the band continued, keeping the machine running and keeping the fan looking foolish. The humiliation came from the contrast, one person desperate for attention against a band built on precision. Iron Maiden's legacy was always bigger than any single audience member, from the number of the Beast to Powerslave, and Dickinson made sure the crowd remembered that. By the time the fan realized this was not a meet and greet, the entire arena had watched him get handled like stage equipment. That same pro-level control became the gold standard for later metal headliners like Metallica, Judas Priest, and Rammstein. Number 4. Paul Stanley. Sometimes humiliation was delivered with a smirk. In fan-circulated footage from the late 1990s, Paul Stanley stopped a Kiss show after a laser pointer kept hitting the band. Rather than pretend it was not happening, he called the offender out, repeatedly labeling him a schmuck, and threatened a very unglamorous consequence if the laser came back.
Around one more time. Listen to me. Hey, schmuck. Take the laser out one more time. I'll put it right up your ass. Promise.
The crowd laughed, then turned, because nobody wanted the show ruined by one anonymous idiot. Stanley's genius was that he made the laser guy feel small without losing the party. Kiss were already a touring institution with arena anthems like Love Gun and Detroit Rock City, and Stanley understood that control of the room was part of the performance. The humiliation was public, immediate, and weirdly funny, the kind of moment fans retold for years. That style of crowd command later showed up in larger-than-life rock frontmen like Gene Simmons, Alice Cooper, and Dee Snider, where comedy and authority shared the same microphone. Number 3. David Lee Roth. A Van Halen show was supposed to feel like a celebration, not a bar fight. In video that made the rounds online, David Lee Roth stopped the action to berate a fan after beer landed on stage. Roth turned the offender into a punchline in front of the whole building, using that old-school Vegas comic timing that made him one of the greatest frontmen of the 1980s.
Somebody just throw a beer up here. Yeah. Now,
The humiliation worked because Roth did it like a ringmaster, not a brawler. Van Halen's early run, from the 1978 debut through 1984, made them the band every hard rock guitarist studied. And Roth knew the audience came for that craft, not for flying drinks. Even in scolding mode, he stayed in character, flashy, theatrical, in control. That balance of humor and confrontation became a template for later hard rock showmen like Vince Neil, Bret Michaels, and Axl Rose, where the banter could flip into discipline in a heartbeat. Number 2. Ozzy Osbourne. In February 1982, Ozzy Osbourne humiliated his own fan base without ever stepping on a stage. After a day of drinking in San Antonio, he wandered to the Alamo Plaza and urinated on the Alamo Cenotaph Memorial, an act that led to his arrest and a ban from performing in the city for a decade. Fans who loved him for the music suddenly had to explain him at family dinners, on the radio, and in the morning newspaper. The important part is how it ended. When the ban period passed, Osbourne publicly apologized and donated $10,000 to the Daughters of the Republic of Texas, the group connected to the site's stewardship at the time. The story shifted from pure disgrace to a strange kind of accountability, still embarrassing, but resolved in a way many rock scandals never were. It also reinforced the core Ozzy paradox, a metal icon whose worst moments always threatened to eclipse albums like Blizzard of Oz, and whose influence still echoes through Metallica, Pantera, and Slipknot. Number 1. Dave Grohl. Before the internet decided he was the nicest man in rock, Dave Grohl had already built a reputation for one thing: protecting the room. On July 11, 2011 at London's Roundhouse during the iTunes Festival, Foo Fighters stopped mid-set when a fight broke out in the crowd.
Stop. No. You don't fucking fight at my show, you asshole.
Grohl singled out the offender, calling attention to that guy in the striped shirt, and ordered security to remove him, turning the entire audience into witnesses. The moment felt satisfying because it was not personal ego, it was crowd leadership. Grohl did not let one person hijack the night, and once the fighter was gone, the show snapped back into joy. That is why Foo Fighters stayed an arena band for decades. The songs mattered, but the environment mattered too, and the audience felt protected. In a world where concert behavior could spiral fast, Grohl's approach left the best aftertaste possible. The fans won, the music continued, and the bad actor walked out alone.